this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I thought let's come along and make some very easy botanical tags. So we're going to be making tags for junk journals with the botanicals, so the flowers, as the main image of the tags. Now I'm not particularly, I'm not saying I'm not a florally kind of person, but I don't that often use the florals as my main centerpiece. So I thought this would be a bit of a challenge to myself anyway. So I've got here my little flower printables. These are available in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to just cut them down quickly off camera so that you're not just watching me do this. Now, these are pretty fussy to cut. So it's, you know, taking fussy cutting to a whole new level. So I'm going to do what's known as kiss cutting these. And just for those people who don't know, kiss cutting is kind of cutting with a bit of an edge. So cutting it loosely rather than tight to the actual image itself. So as you can see, there's a kind of white edge there, and I'm going to try and get that all around the actual images. And then you can either leave that as white, or you can of course then distress ink it up. Now I have to say I'm not the best kissy cutter, as you know, as it goes. Yeah, some of my edges will be, you know, bigger than others, but I don't think that matters. And to be honest, when you buy packets of die cut shapes, they very often, they are kiss cuts rather than fussy cut. And weirdly enough, you know, quite often they might have completely, you know, random size white edges. And, you know, because they're shop bought, you just accept it. Or, you know, I find myself just accepting it, and I think, oh, great, you know, they're fine. If I start trying to kiss cut them myself, and my white edges are, you know, sometimes bigger sort of edges than others, I find myself being very critical and kind of thinking, oh no, that looks really, really tatty and, you know, not great. So just kind of, you know, trust yourself that it does look fine. You know, the ones that you buy, they are also pretty random in their sizing. And, you know, sometimes they have massive, great big white edges. I mean, sometimes, you know, I've purchased them and then I find myself wanting to trim them down because they actually don't look very good. So, you know, don't kind of beat yourself up too much, but that's the kind of look that we're going to go for. So I'm going to quickly cut out all of these, and then we're going to come back and make some quick and easy floral tags. Okay, so I've cut all of those out. So what I'm going to do, I've just got, this is some of my Easter collection papers. So just to really demonstrate that you can use, you know, any paper that you like to make your tags. You know, you don't have to kind of like pick out sort of any specific paper, but I'm just going to go around here. Now I'm backing it onto this craft coloured card, which I love using the craft coloured card. Now this is actual, you know, more of a card quality paper. I think it's 250 GSM, obviously, you know, which is significantly thicker than copy paper or anything. This is printed on 120. So when we kind of back the two together, you know, we've got a pretty, you know, pretty good base then for our tags. So let me just grab my wipe to mop out the glue. So just going to spread it with my glue spreader. Whoops, like that. Okie dokie. There we go. Okay. So this is A4 paper that we're using. So A4 here in the UK, I think it's I think it's 11. Oh, now I'm thinking, oh, is it 11.69 by 8.25, or is it 11.25 by 8.69? I forget, I'm afraid. This craft card, as you can see, seems to be slightly smaller than the paper, which is weird because it's sold as an A4 sheet, and so is the paper, so that's a bit strange. But anyway, it's approximately that size, so like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to cut it in half and then do 3 tags like this. Okay, so the best way that I find to, you know, to take it in half really is just to fold it in like this. Oh, let me just, yeah, I'm going to do it like that. So just going to fold it. Oops, hold on 2 seconds. Oh, so sorry about that. That was just my mum and dad. So we are going to cut this in half. So my easiest way that I find to do that is just to fold it in half like this and just squish that down with my glue spreader, which is just here, just, you know, it's a reward card for a restaurant. Not one that I use. Well, I mean, a restaurant I go in occasionally, but I obviously don't use the card. So then we're going to cut it down here like that. Okay, like that, okie dokie. And then for my tags themselves, I could either just freehand cut it, or I could, you know, cut it, you know, fold it and then cut it. So I'm just going to fold it like that. Okay. Like that, and then the other one I could just probably just do completely freehand like that. Okay, so they're, you know, they're kind of tallish tags. They're not sort of short stumpy ones. They're quite tallish tags, but you know, they're going to be quite nice, I think. So that one, and then this one, let's just try and do this a bit more freehand. I don't know whether I'm going to do a very good job of it, but let's give it a try. Now, I probably will have to trim that paper because you can probably see it's overlapping quite a bit, which is weird, like I say, because this was sold as an A4 paper pad, or not pad, but you know, paper stack. So that's very strange. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. So just go around and obviously trim out your edges. Oops, doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. Like that. Okay, and this one. Oh, that one, I mean, that one's hardly hanging out at all, so that's okay. And right, and just quickly these ones. So obviously I've not used a template or anything like that. It's, you know, very much kind of freestyle in here, but hopefully that's fine. Okay, I've got them all. That will do. Right, okay, so I haven't cut my corners or anything. I can do that sort of as we go, really. You know, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. But I've obviously got my tags, and I've got 6 tags now from that sheet. Obviously, as you can see, my, you know, my paper is almost, well, not almost, it is sideways on, because I did it kind of in half, but I don't mind that. I think that's, you know, super pretty. I mean, actually this bit's side up, or right side up. But like I say, I don't mind that. It's all going to be fine. So I've got my flowers here, and to be honest, they're all going to look pretty okay, I think. So, you know, I don't probably have to even worry too much which ones I put onto which paper. I mean, yeah, maybe some would look better on certain ones than others, but I'm not going to spend ages like planning it out or anything. So, oops, maybe that one there. Okay, oops. Just deciding which ones to use. Perhaps I'll go with one of these. Oh, that one's quite nice on there. Oh, should we go with a yellow one? Just for a really different look, I'm thinking. And maybe that one on there, although that's a bit wide for the tag. It doesn't matter. It can either be hanging over, or I could, you know, swap it out. We could even have two different flowers on there. Or maybe we'll just have the blue. Right, okay. So that's my flowers there lined up. So all then we're going to do, we're going to obviously cut it into our tag shape. Again, I'm not using a template or anything like that. I'm just doing that corner method where you cut one corner, flip it over and take it across to the other side like that. Okay, that's my tag. Just going to cut that bottom down because it looks a bit wonky. Is it me, or is that tag really, really, really lopsided? This is because I don't use a paper trimmer, obviously, but yeah, I think it looks okay. Right, Okie dokie. So we're going to just use that. And then I think what we might do is put just something in the background. I'm thinking maybe some doily. So let me just put in some doily. I've got some here behind me. Get that here. Okay. So, you know, we're using like a little formula to do these very quickly and very easily. So as they come together, you know, very effortlessly like that. So I'm going to ink up my tag. Oh my goodness. This is obviously got glued shut. Right, we're going to ink up our tag, and that just makes it all stand out, you know, a bit better really. I'm not stitching these or anything, which obviously I do quite often stitch tags when I'm making them. So because we're not stitching, I'm going quite heavy with the inking, and I'm just going to ink a little bit around the back as well. So like that. Okie dokie. And then ink up my flowers as well. And that's where, like we talked about, you kind of then disguise that whole kiss cutting effect. Now, do we like it with the doily? And I think the doily is pretty. Let's just take that off for a minute. Yeah, I think that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And then I'm thinking maybe just a label and a butterfly, and that would probably be all that you'd need to, you know, completely finish that tag. And you know, what a beautiful tag that looks. So, you know, really effortless, really quick, really easy. Oops. So yeah, I've just got this little blue label. These are from my labels set 2. Okay, just ink that up. Again, I'm more inking it to disguise my shoddy cutting really, you know, than for any other purpose, but we could have that, yeah, maybe down there. So I'll just glue the doily down. I've had my onesie on, as you can probably see. Just wondering whether I might prefer this the other way around. Have my onesie on because it's pretty chilly today. So yeah, I do apologise that I'm sort of sat here in my onesie, but you know what it's like, the heating goes off and then the house gets pretty chilly pretty quickly, so nobody wants to be sat in the cold. Actually, I'm going to have that label up there. So I'm going to glue the flowers on with the hot glue gun. Now I talk about this all the time, but if you put quite a bit of glue on, like that, just get that little bit there, like that, and then don't press that down overly hard, just kind of patting it on really so as it's glued, then that's just given that very, very, very slight subtle 3D. Now when I say slight subtle, I mean probably you can't even see it on the camera. It's, you know, it's not even a millimetre probably thick, but it's just enough to kind of, you know, give it a bit more life and a bit more texture. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if that label is the right way up. I hope it is. Just going to put that on the side because I always like to have the little labels at the side. And then let's have a butterfly. So again, let's just see what butterflies I've got here. I've got lots of my pale butterflies, so, and I have printed some in 2 to a page, so let's just see what ones I've got that are 2 to a page. Yeah, I've got lots that are going to be a good colour for this. Oh, now do we want to kind of like tie in the colour, or did we want to go contrasty? Let's tie in the colour, I think, for this one. So yeah, let's take this one. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Oops. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that? So, I mean, literally, we've put 4 elements on there. You know, just the doily, the flower, the label and the butterfly. How gorgeous does that tag look? It's absolutely lovely, isn't it? So we can obviously do our tab tops in a minute, but for the moment I'm just going to leave them kind of plainer at the top. So let's do another one. So again, just going to cross the corners over like that. Okay, and just then again go quite heavy with the ink in around the edge. Oh my goodness, how lovely is this looking already? I love it. I have to say, I love this paper. I mean, even though they are Easter papers, like I say, I mean, you know, they're not going to be looking particularly Eastery. You know, the eggs and things, they're probably going to be covered up or just maybe not really kind of identifiable as Easter eggs. So yeah, it's all fine. Right, so this one, if I have that little flower hanging over the edge, I don't mind that. So yeah, that's all good with me. Okay, do we want a bit of doily in the background? Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just there. So okay, like that. Oops. Like that. And then we're going to glue this on again quite heavily, or not heavily, sorry, thickly with the glue. Now again, just looking to see what labels I've got here that might be suitable. So I've also got some of my Victorian ephemera, which, well, that might be too big. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of different labels here, so just trying to decide which ones are going to be good for this. So, oh, they're going to be massive on there, aren't they? Although we might manage to do this one, so let's try this. Probably cut it in half. I won't have the whole thing, but let's just see. Might be too big even in half, but we'll see. Oh, I don't know now. I quite like that actually. So yeah, let's just take that in half like that. Again, just ink it slightly. You know, doesn't really need a whole bunch of inking. I've inked the flower already, haven't I? Yep. Okay. I'm going to put that there. Like that. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting. If you are, I hope you're having a nice time. You know, do share in the chat below what you're working on. It's really always great to hear what everybody's, you know, working on, because and I say this all the time, if anyone out there is kind of, you know, stuck for ideas and inspiration, just share in the comments what you're up to. Can just provide the inspiration that somebody needs to just get them started doing something. So yeah, definitely share below. Or perhaps you're making some tags like this, some kind of basic, you know, basic tags in a very sort of quick and easy way using some botanical images. I mean, they're just really nice, aren't they? So for this one, I'm thinking maybe use this greeny kind of butterfly. So I'm finally warming up. Like I said, I've got my onesie on, and yeah, it's finally kind of warming up now in here, so might have to take it off in a moment. Okie dokie. I mean, anything that's quite quick and easy to make has got to be a good thing, hasn't it? You know, if you can get quite a bunch of things made in a short amount of time, then that's, you know, that's a brilliant thing. So yeah, that's what I quite like about these, is obviously we're following the same formula, but I mean, look at how different they look. They're very different, aren't they? And they're using the same background paper. They're using, you know, botanicals from the same kind of botanical set, the same butterflies, the same labels. But don't they look different just by using the different coloured flowers and things? So, you know, hopefully by the end of this, we're going to have ended up with quite a few, you know, pretty different looking tags. So, okay. Again, just really heavy on that inking around the edge. I just really like the heavy inking because we're not stitching around here or anything. I want the tag to seem quite like impactful. Otherwise I feel like they're a little bit wishy-washy around the edge. So yeah, it's just a kind of way of getting a border, I suppose, if you're not sewing. Which, you know, I don't always sew my tags at all, so, you know, that's fine. Oh my goodness, how lovely does that one look? To be honest, it looks lovely. I'm not even sure whether we need the doily or anything else. I quite just love it how it is. Which way round do we want that doily? Nearly said butterfly, but yeah, doily. Okay, let's have it like that. Don't know whether it's my eyes, but it feels like it's really sinking into the page where I can't really see it, but probably my eyes. You know, I've got the light on, and so the light's just catching this at a weird angle, and yeah, it doesn't make it very easy to see how well things are showing up. Right, now just wondering whether we might be able to use that other half of that label. Or maybe there. So again, just quickly ink that up a bit. Okie dokie. Oops, like that. And then again, very heavy with our hot glue. Like that. Okay, and quite a bit in the middle. Just be careful if you're doing that with the hot glue, because the glue is pretty hot, I have to say. And even when you're holding the flower, you know, the glue's kind of like pretty hot through the paper, to be honest. So just be a bit careful if you're doing things like that, because it, you know, it does kind of burn a bit when you're holding the piece that you're gluing. Right, okay, let's see what colour flower, not flower, what colour butterfly that we might like. I'm thinking maybe this green one. What do you think? There's a bit of a contrast. That one, or this one also has got some green in it. I'm not sure now. I like them both. So yeah, a bit of a tough decision. Okay. Okie dokie, right. Again, just probably ink up that butterfly a little bit. I think over here looks pretty good, so yeah. Again, you know, I'm using the hot glue. Probably that's, you know, unnecessary. I'm, yeah, probably using a way too heavy glue there, but you know, any glue is fine. So again, let's just cut our corners. 1, 2. I wonder if we could do the rest like assembly line to be even quicker. Should we try that? Should we try it? I don't know whether it will be really making much difference at all, but let's give it a try. So 1, 2. Okay, and then the final one, let's just cut our corners. Okay, like that. Right, okay. So then I'm just going to ink around all the tags. Again, you know, go in heavy. Like that. Oh, it started raining now outside again. It had been kind of drizzly, but yeah, it's obviously raining heavier now because I can hear all the cars kind of like going through what sounds pretty wet road. Okay, and then this one. Honestly, I mean, it does speed it up if you do that assembly line style, you know, assembly and making. It does speed things up because you're doing, you know, instead of kind of like putting the ink down and picking it back up, you're doing all of it in the same stage. So, you know, we're doing all of our inking together. We did all of our cutting together. We're going to do all of our doily, you know, together. We're going to do all of the labels together. It just, oops, it just kind of speeds it up really. So definitely a tip there. I mean, obviously, you know, started doing the mass making, you know, a few years ago when we started doing our mass making workshops, and that was kind of what got me into the assembly lining. And actually, it's just brilliant. It really is such a game-changing thing to do. Okay. Oh, now I'm not sure. Don't really want to cover too much of this one up. It's very pretty. Just see. I mean, to be honest, that's not really very visible. So let's just try that there. Okay, I'm wondering if we might just have a very small piece of doily here at the bottom. That's quite cute, isn't it? Yeah, quite like that. And then let's just cut out our labels. So again, just find some suitable labels. Okay, got these. Should have bought more labels, shouldn't I? More labels along with me. The thing was, I thought I actually had bought quite a few labels along, and now I'm looking at seeming very thin on the ground, but this one might be too red, but we'll give it a try. Because you never know. Well, I don't think it's too bad, actually. Okay, let's just put that there just temporarily while we decide. Let's cut this blue one out. Okay. Blue one, I think probably on this end one, but I'm not sure. We shall see. I don't know what one to put on that one with the daffodils. I think maybe might even go for this one. Right, I'm just going to cut this one off of the back sheet so it's easier to get to. Okay. Oh my goodness, I've made such a poor job of cutting this already. Cut the outline off completely. Don't know quite how I managed that so quickly. Oh, need it sort of closer to my eyes really, but yeah. Again, when you're filming, obviously it has to be right down you know, try not to get your head in the way, and then you can't necessarily really see. So that's my excuse. Oh, I'm not sure now. Right, let's glue these on before I get the butterflies, I think. So yeah, let's glue the flowers on, and maybe the labels, or certainly just the doily and the flowers, and then we'll decide kind of, you know, where we want to have the labels and the labels and the butterflies. So take that one. Like that. Okay. Again, just press that down with the wipe. And this one. Okay. Oops. Like that. Okay, forgot about this butterfly here. So right, let's just check out now where we think we'd like to have the labels and where we'd like to have the butterflies, because, you know, before I glue the flowers on, in case we want the labels going behind the flowers. No, definitely no. What do we think to that? Again, I'm just going to cut this in half, because wherever I have it, the chances are it's going to be in half. Quite like that. Or we could have this down here. Quite like this butterfly. I haven't tried it on there, obviously, but I'm thinking maybe this one with that flower. Okay. Let's just ink that up a bit. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that look? And I'm just wondering, would this be too much to have the two halves of the label? Not sure. Right, let's put the flowers down first. So again, doing that very heavy-handed hot glue. You know, you could put this on with those foam pads, like the 3D foam pads. They, I think, really are too thick. You know, for what we like to do in our junk journals. You know, I personally think they're a bit too thick. But, you know, obviously it's all personal preference. So, you know, I really like to just do the hot glue method, because I think it's, you know, quite a good way to get it on there raised, but not really sort of bumpy. So like that. Okay, right, what do we think? Do we think the label or not the label? It's probably a bit weird, isn't it? So maybe we'll have two butterflies on there, I'm not sure. Right, let's have a look at this one. So maybe we'll have the daffodils over to the side, maybe that. Okay, and then this one, maybe have the whole label on there. So, okay. Like that. Put the whole label on there. Don't very often use the whole label, but yeah, let's go for that. Okay, and then this one. Then we just have to find the right butterfly. Might even have two on these. So we'll see what butterflies we've got that are suitable. I'm just going to have to take my onesie off because I'm boiling. So hold on 2 moments. Oh, sorry about that. I was suddenly sweltering. Just suddenly thought, oh my goodness, I'm so hot. Yeah, not good. Right, okay, so this one I'm thinking maybe pick up some of the blue from the background. So maybe have a blue butterfly there. This one, do we think we could have another butterfly? Maybe, oh, maybe this green one. Yep. Like that. I'll just put them kind of where I'm thinking of having them, because otherwise I will forget. This one, oh, this one, maybe this lilac. Or maybe even the lilac and the pink. Let's give these two a try. So, yeah. So these are my light butterflies, and I've printed them 2 to a page, so they're a little bit smaller than they generally, you know, come, because they come on 1 to a page. But yeah, they're quite nice when you print them out 2 to a page. You know, if you want something just a little bit more delicate. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'll have to ink this because I've done a really rubbish job of cutting it out. There we go. Or we could try and have a pink butterfly that's going to tie in this pink. Or maybe, did I keep this here for that reason? I don't know now. Maybe I did. It's not really the right colour pink, but we can always try it. So. Try. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? It's a very subtle sort of tag. So yeah, I don't very often do subtle, if I'm truthful. I'm very drawn to the bright colours, and so, you know, no matter how hard I try, I end up just, oh, let's just try a splash of colour, and then before I know it, the whole thing is just smothered in colour. I find it very difficult to just you know, stick with neutral, which is such a shame, because honestly, when I do on that very rare occasion, let's be honest, manage to pull it off, I love doing just the neutral colours. But yeah, it's very rare that I manage to actually do it and stick to it. Oh dear, gone all over the place with my glue there. Not done a good job of gluing at all. My goodness. Right. Just get that flower down there like that. Okay. Like that. And then pop this one. Might have to have 2 butterflies on there as well. So did I glue that flower down? No, not yet. Right, let's put this one down here. Yep. I'm loving that little flower down there. Not flower, sorry, butterfly down there. And then let's try this one. Okie dokie. Oops. Really loud lorry just went past, so sorry about that if you could hear it. I mean, I do sometimes ask, and you know, touch wood, people always say they can't hear it. So yeah, I really hope that, you know, you can't, but it's just when I'm here in the room, it sometimes sounds very loud, and I think, oh gosh, you know, it's probably really loud to listen to. But yeah, I mean, so far everyone has always said no, can't hear it. There we go. I wonder whether it's worse when you have headphones on, because when I'm at the gym, I listen to, you know, that's when I have my YouTube watching time. And I can definitely hear more through the headphones than I can hear when I'm watching without headphones. So yeah, I do wonder whether you can hear more, you know, through headphones. But right, just going to take this one, or shall I take this one? Oh, let's try this one actually. It's going to get them sort of more the same colour, but actually, how boring. Let's not have them the same colour. Okay. Like that. Oh my goodness, I've got all sorts hanging off my scissors now, just like from the threads from my hot glue. Okay, oh that's pretty, isn't it? What do we think to that? Yeah, okay, so let's pop that one down here at the bottom of the flowers. This one to the side, like that. Oh my goodness, how pretty is that? Now, I'm not really a yellow person, it's got to say. It's got to say? No, I've got to say. Yeah, not really a big yellow person. I kind of struggle to use yellow, but that did look very pretty. So yeah, hope you guys thought it looked lovely as well. Right, last one. Now, I have to say my thumb's really kind of like, wow. From where I'm holding this and I'm putting all that glue on, it's quite hot on my thumb. And now it's been a few times, you know, my thumb's kind of less tolerant than it was the first couple of times. So yeah, another little note there to say, you know, do be careful if you're doing things like that, because it does get pretty hot. You know, when you're holding it, the glue's just kind of like burning through the paper. Right, let's just see, where do we want the flower, the butterflies? I think maybe something like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry, I keep on flicking that lace around. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous do they look? Absolutely love them. So I will probably just finish them off with maybe some ribbon or some sari silk as the, you know, little tabs at the top. But as you can see, I mean, we've made 6 tags there. They all look, you know, pretty different, I think. You know, even these, which are effectively, you know, they're very similar flowers, aren't they, and things. But they all have quite a different look. But absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? So, yeah, I hope that you've got some inspiration and maybe you will enjoy making some botanical tags, some quick and easy botanical tags for your junk journals. And yeah, hope that you have fun. I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.